This podcast is sponsored by YSC Real Estate Group, offering a tailor-made service, versatility and expertise for all your real estate needs. Are you thinking about selling, buying, investing or having your properties managed? For more information, check our website, www.yscrealestategroup.com. We are passionate about real estate and we love to support local businesses. We hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Cheers.
Welcome to Behind the Business. This is episode, what episode is it? 35?
Yeah.
Wow, 35.
I'm like 5 episodes behind though. I haven't edited a lot of them. So today we got Jhoan Molin. Is that right?
Jhoan Molin.
Jhoan Molin and Chloe Mann, co-founders of the Joco Foods company, Toronto-based business specialized in the creation of unique sauces and spreads.
Got it.
You guys have been going hard. I see that lately, hey? Or since you started.
Yeah, we've been hustling for sure. 9 to 5 in this.
Yeah, we have our 9 to 5. I think we launched back in October, late October, and now we're here.
And you guys are both working full time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. So we both are territory managers. I'm a territory manager for Skip the Dishes in downtown Toronto. So I manage about over 400 restaurants at the moment. Yeah. So yeah, we're very busy. And then after work, what we do is just work on Joco Foods.
Yeah, we've sacrificed our social life. So literally like 9 to 5, the clock rolls 6 to 10. Weekends, we just make sauce, sell sauce. So yeah, our circle's getting smaller.
That's good though.
Yeah,
that's how it is. That's how
Your circles get smaller, but your pockets get bigger. So it's
Ooh, I like that one. Yeah. We have a few friends that come over and they're like, Jhoan, Chloe, like, you need to get out of the house. And we're like, oh yeah.
They're like, you gotta come over and then we're just like, hey, we need you to do some of this and some of that. And you're like, well, we just wanted to hang out.
Yeah, we get them to work.
That's hilarious. That's a part of being a small business owner, though, I guess.
Yeah, always never working. Is that right? Always never working.
Yeah,
never not working.
That's crazy.
But before we get into the business, tell us something about yourself that most people don't know.
Okay.
go first.
Well, we both own dogs. I have a Shiba Inu called Trouble. So if you guys want to follow her on Instagram at Trouble_Inu, go ahead. Really lame memes on there. So go ahead. What else?
I think Dave has a Shiba too, don't you?
Yeah, I have a Shiba Inu as well.
Oh, naughty, right?
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Oh, really? Mine's a terror.
Oh, really? Boy?
Sorry?
The
It's
male
a girl. It's a girl. Yeah, she really lived up to her name, Trouble.
Yeah, Kiko's pretty good.
Oh, lucky you.
Trouble. Why? That's an interesting name, Trouble.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we're gonna name her Truffle, but lucky we didn't because we went to the dog park and I met another dog named Truffle, and I was like, oh.
Trouble's good because it's unique for sure. It lives up to her name. And then I ended up getting my Chow Chow like a week later because I was having FOMO. So we have like a full house in the Joco house, and they're all females. So
it's good. Yeah, dogs.
Good. I guess something interesting about myself too is I guess I'm on my spiritual journey right now. So I'm and trying to see the signs, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really into philosophy, like Stoicism as well, and just just really into like meditation and just kind of like kicking into that sixth sense. So I feel that gives me a lot of drive to keep going forward.
What was that, Dave?
That's what I have right now. It's Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Oh, that's our favorite!
That's our
We have well, that's
I have
really
it.
good hardcover. It's really nice.
Yeah, I got it from a bookstore.
Oh, really?
I have that beside me. I read it sometimes.
The journal.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard that one's good too.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of them. So
It's a
yeah,
good break.
meditation will change your life.
100% agree. Meditation is, I don't think people understand it yet that don't meditate, but
The book.
I definitely meditate every day. I think it's
Yeah.
it's at least 20 minutes where I go a little crazy.
100%.
Dave sent me that book. I read that during COVID when it started.
Yeah, I bought him a copy of it because it's like a really good book for leadership.
Yeah. Well, it's really good as well. Like just throughout the day or in the morning, you just flip to any page and then you just read a paragraph. I can't even speak English. Paragraph, and it just starts off your day like on a good note.
Yeah, just kind of
Yeah.
like give you that right mantra to like get your day started, and it just shows like what you can do with your mind. Like really, it's like an untapped thing that a lot of people haven't really kind of discovered.
Yeah.
So yeah, we read, we meditate, we're very
Yeah.
mindful of all of this to keep that balance.
Yeah.
You have to, I feel like, in your own business, because shit hits the fan so hard sometimes. And you're like, hey, how do I get back into this state of like peace and like production and progress again when things are going awry? So it's like you need to find that balance in yourself again to just be grounded in those moments and be like, all right, let's move past this, right? So I think
Mhm.
that it comes with anything, just like mindset is key.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
Yeah.
Your mind is very, very powerful. And if you like train your mind, you can achieve anything.
Yeah, and the
True.
business just continues to test you. Partnerships continue to test you. So it's just a roller coaster. So you have to just keep on course, but only you have the power to do that. So yeah, you need these tools, and we've taken full advantage, or else we wouldn't be here now. We'd be like, "Okay, bye,
Bye, Chloe.
over it."
They go hand in hand. Spiritual, like when you're looking for your spiritual like awareness, philosophy, it goes hand in hand with like every aspect of your life, business, personal, right? And I think people don't understand that, where your business, like if your mindset's not right, it's directly impacted by your business, right?
Exactly.
I'm huge on the personal development too. I think we all are, right? So
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Sometimes you need a break.
yeah, because anything you carry in your like any other parts of your life get carried into like your work, your relationships, your friendships, your spirituality, all that stuff, right? So it's like once you're good on all of them, then it's like they're all just kind of synchronized. You're good to go. So
Yeah.
how did you guys
On this.
Yeah.
meet? Because where are you from? Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm originally from Sydney, Australia.
It's a fake accent.
Yes.
That's a very where's that accent from?
So I'm originally from Australia. I moved to Toronto a little over 2 years ago. But yeah, we met through a mutual friend. So I moved in with one of her mutual friends. She was my
in
roommate.
Toronto.
In Toronto,
Okay.
yeah. And then
Your relationship is new.
yeah, well, it's around 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 2 years, or maybe a year and 8 months.
I haven't been counting, but it seems like a lifetime.
It seems
but
like a
we're
lifetime.
definitely like new friends, but there's a sense of like familiarity and kind of like, yeah, we have.
Well, I
Yeah.
see that on your guys' page. I feel like I thought you guys knew each other a lot longer.
Yeah.
know?
We're like sisters, like, and like all friends, we have little disputes. We fight like sisters. So
100%,
yeah,
100%.
we're like the same but different, I guess.
I think the thing that connected us though is just like the frequency and motivation, right? Like
Yeah.
we came from two different places. Like I came from Calgary, she came from Australia, and we were here to kind of define our purpose. And like just being in the city fresh, not having like close family or a lot of friends, we just kind of just got
Stuck by
together.
each other.
Connected very
Connected. And we like the same things as well, like everything, even down to like interior design or like clothing, music, food. Like we have the same like palette, like taste palette. So just everything just blended, I guess.
Same but different.
Same but different.
sounds like you guys are like old souls.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You guys have connected. Exactly. You guys have connected in a past life or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I was just reading what's it called? A quote about that. Like when you move to a new city, you have less distractions. because there's less people and like friends and stuff like that holding you back. So it's like when you actually move to a new city, it's like it's something so new and fresh, and it's a good way to just hit the ground running, because you're just a lot more focused without the people like that are there that are making you kind of complacent or like content.
Exactly.
Right, with the support. So I think that's a big thing that a lot of people don't realize when they actually step out of like the nest and actually like, you know, thrive on their own.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because actually currently writing a blog post about how being an expat made me a better entrepreneur. So yeah, so it's sort of a similar concept that I have in that blog post, which I don't know when I'm going to finish.
Start.
It's like a sink or swim kind of thing with the big city. It's like you get here and it's like you either push forward or you retreat. And we just went into the deep end together. So
yeah, and we're lucky to find each other, I guess, because we had the same goal, and we just sort of leaned on each other.
So how did that conversation come up to make hot sauce? Because like that's pretty bold to want to do. I feel like there's a lot of competition, right? There's like I don't even know where you would even start. You got to make the sauce. You got to market it now. Like how did that come about?
So funny.
We laugh.
We laugh about it. We wake up and we're like, oh, like, what do you do? Oh, we just sell hot sauce. Like, you know what I mean? It's a funny thing. Like, who'd ever think that, you know, we'd be selling hot sauce?
Yeah, we have a series of revelations, like every time we're in the kitchen or we're just on the grind, and we're like, how the hell did we this is so random. Like, we're like, how did this even start? So even when we had the podcast, we're like, how did it really go about? So you challenged us to kind of start from the ground up, and it really just happened from a simple idea, to be honest.
So I think as we were becoming friends, like we got to learn a bit about each other. But funny story is that we found out that both our ex-boyfriends are Laos. And then we were just talking about like
Wait, both your ex-boyfriends are Laos?
Yes.
Okay. Laos.
So then what happened was, like, we were talking about because we love food, like good food, right? So we're like, oh yeah, I love Laos food, I love Thai food. And we're like, oh yeah. And we just started talking about, like, because we also had a friend that distributes sriracha, right, here in Toronto.
Oh,
and
what?
Then, we love hot sauce. And then, like, all of a sudden we were like, hey, like, one day I made this, like, the jowl, like my version of the jowl, and I posted it up on Instagram. And she was like, and my roommate and her were like, oh, like, have you tried Chloe's one? Like, Chloe has knows how to make that same sauce as well. And then I was like, oh, Chloe, like, I heard you know how to make sauce. And then
what?
and then we met up one day, and then we just, I guess we had a few drinks, and then we started making sauce out of nowhere. And then we were just like, mine's better, yours better. No. And then we just ended up mixing our recipes, and then I don't know.
Yeah, it just kind of happened one thing after another, but I feel like we just manifested this idea, but we were thinking, like, we knew we wanted to just start something and make something our own, and it just kind of happened where, like, there's a gap in the marketplace. Like, I'm sick of eating sriracha isn't even that great. We got something better, so, like, let's go. Like,
hey, sriracha's not that bad.
It's good. It's staple.
But it's overrated. It is
very bland.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's just like, after a while, it's like, I need a new hot sauce. Like, you always want something new, because you get bored with, like, whatever's in your fridge.
You should
I'm a hot sauce fan for sure. So that's why I had to try it out. So
you should actually talk about, like, what you wanted to do with your mom.
What I wanted to do with my mom,
about, like, the cookie, because her mom loves to cook, right? And then you had this idea to do, like, a marketplace.
Oh yeah, so, like, I just feel like a lot of, like, with the people that I know in Calgary, like, their mom or their dad always has this thing that they do where they don't know how to monetize it, right? So my mom was always cooking and baking, and she had, like, bomb ass cookies that people would be like, I'll buy it, like, I want it, but she's like, I just don't know how to scale it, I don't have the time. And I have some other friends who make spring rolls, like Viet cuisine, but they just didn't know how to monetize it. And we're like, what happens if we created this sauce, but again, forward thinking, created a platform for like to help like people monetize their ideas, even if it's small scale.
And then we
Like,
just, like
we're
help
kind of
them in
thinking
that process, you know, because we've experienced the whole process of trying to bring an idea to market. So that was something that we thought about, and then we're like, no, you know what, like,
oh yeah, because we're like, how can we do it? How can we tell them how to do it when we haven't even done it ourselves?
Yeah.
So let's test ourselves. Pick one, so we kind of can preach what we know, and that's kind of like how we feel we're gonna just like build that sort of.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Can't preach what you don't know.
Exactly. So yeah.
So that's what kind of made you create Joco.
Well, it was pretty funny because I remember the exact same day, like, so we were like smoking shisha in Mississauga, and then for some reason, like, this is really random. I remember the exact same day, but we ordered some pizza, like a flatbread, and I was like, oh, I need some hot sauce, right? And then like I looked in my bag, and for some reason I had like a Frank's hot sauce, like a whole bottle. And then like she's like, you're so weird. I'm like, yeah, I love hot sauce. And then we were actually meeting our friend, who is a sriracha guy, and then we were just like, why don't we just make that sauce? Like, why don't we just like do our own hot sauce company? And then the rest is history, I guess.
One thing to add worthwhile is like we also did like I've also done like a strength finder test where I figure out my strengths, and I find like one of my key strengths is being an activator. So if someone gives me a good idea, I'm like, yo, let's go. Like, you want to go on a trip? Like, let's go. Like, let's make this happen. So we just kind of revved each other up, and then it just kind of was like, okay, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and then we just kind of went off there.
Yeah.
I feel like it's always better to do it as a group, because it's hard for as an individual to just take that leap of faith to go and do something, right? Because it's like the fail of failure, like the fear of success. Like, people are just scared to do that leap of faith. But when you have someone to be with you on it, then it's like it makes the process like a little bit less scary. You know what I mean? So I feel like you just have to have a good concept, good idea, stick to that one concept and just try it. And at least if it fails, you know, you just reinvent, readapt, and then try it again, you know? So I think that's what a lot of people, they're scared to do, is to actually take that leap of faith.
Yeah. It's always better to take wins, right?
Yeah.
I think business partners too makes it so much more funner. Like, I don't know, I think business by myself and then building a business with someone, it's just way more funner, I feel.
Well, it's pretty good because what she lacks, I have, and what I lack, she has. So in our business, she takes care of like finance operations, and I take care of sales and marketing. So we pretty much like blend. But the thing is, we have the same goal, and we have the same destination, right? Like, we have the eye on the prize. So that's what, you know, I guess makes our business run smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys figure out each other's roles and what to do?
Yeah, and the culture.
Well, we
It
both
took some time.
It took some time, but we both have like an eye for design as well. So like the branding and everything, that was like both of us in a sense. But like, I have a marketing degree. My background is sales, and she's in operations. So like, it just made the most sense, right, to sort of have it that way, because if she gave me some of her work, I'd be like, okay, yeah.
100%. No, yeah, I think like at the beginning when we started the concept, it was more of a fun collaborative project where we were building the brand. So we were really aligned and kind of just very meticulous on how we were building it. And once we started to scale and the roles were overlapping, I feel like there's a lot of friction where it's like over time we're like, okay, you stay in your lane, I stay in my lane, and it's kind of like that's the best way to kind of scale out and have that trust in one another. So there's a couple bites for sure, some bruises, but we're here now. But it's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we actually we got the chance to do a Zoom call with Arlene Dickinson.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Dragons then?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, that was probably like 3 months ago or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
What was that? What's the story behind that? How'd you guys get that?
Oh my gosh. I've been such a big fan of hers since
Stalker. Sorry.
Stalker.
I've been such a big fan of Arlene Dickinson since I came to Canada. And I'm very like optimistic and positive and all that kind of stuff. So like I believe in like
Laws
the
of attraction.
the laws of attraction.
Laws of attraction.
Attraction. So like when we first started the business, I told Chloe, I'm like, Chloe, we're gonna meet up with Arlene Dickinson by the end of this year, and I don't care what you say.
No way. No way.
Yeah, I'm like, sure, Joanne. We have a lot of fucking work to do. Sorry. We have a lot of work to do. And I'm like, that's ambitious. But like, in all honesty, she found an opportunity. She took her shot and we got a one-on-one with her for an hour.
How?
Whoa,
You
that's
called her
sick.
up? Like, you
No,
messed
no,
We bid.
no. So we bid for it.
What do
because,
you
like,
mean bid?
I follow her on LinkedIn, and she did like a it was for charity for the Ontario Science.
Yeah, something for an RBC.
Yeah,
innovation.
RBC Innovation
Award.
Innovators Awards or something like that. I can't
Mhm.
remember. And then I was like, Chloe, this is our chance. This is our chance to meet with Arlene Dickinson. And then it was like a
That's-
bidding
That's
auction.
crazy.
And
Sorry, go on.
Chloe, like we put like alarm clocks like on the last day of the bidding, and then her and I were on separate laptops, and we were like ready, set, like press enter, and she was like putting in her like her the
Yeah,
numbers.
we double bet, so I hedged it. So if I hadn't put in that second bet, we would have lost out. But we pretty much bought our way into Dragon's Den and had like one-on-one FaceTime. So
Yeah.
it was honestly an investment well worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like an
good.
eBay auction. You're like waiting for that last 10 seconds.
But I think it was probably one of the best investments we did, in all honesty.
Yeah, it just gave us clarity, to be honest,
Mhm.
because like she's just like, this is what you got to do. But everything she spoke to us, like it was like a conversation where we were understanding one another, and it
Mhm.
was like, okay, like we know what we need to do.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what you need to do.
Yeah, and
Been rooting for us ever since.
yeah.
as well.
But like for those that don't know, she's like the CPG queen, so consumer packaged goods queen. Like she has her what is it called? Like her incubator as well. I think one in Calgary as well as in Toronto. So yeah, she knows all about the industry.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy. How long was the call?
45 minutes, I think 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's worth it.
Yeah, we did learn a lot. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Can you disclose how much you bid? Or no?
Oh, ooh.
Ooh.
You
Not
don't
that-
have to. I'm very curious. You can tell me.
It was actually cheap. We actually lucked out, and it was like 4 digits.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not
Leave it
bad.
at that.
Yeah, that-
You leave it at that. Leave it at
that's
that.
4 digits less than 2.
4 digits as in two
Less than
numbers,
2.
decimal 2 numbers, or?
Oh, no. 4 digits less than 2,000. How about that? So we
That's not
lucked.
bad.
Honestly,
we lucked
it,
out.
it was within reason because I'm Chinese and I always want a deal, and I had set a bar, so we were just right at that bar.
Yeah,
So
we
I
were
would
literally.
say-
We wouldn't have paid any more just because, obviously, like, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think during the time of when the auction came out, they didn't really market the auction like fully enough. So we we
You
got
lucked
a
out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, that was good. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's good to have like a mentor, right? I mean, someone to just bounce ideas off of, and like someone that's done it as well. So,
Yeah, exactly. So that was pretty good. Yeah, and we were fortunate enough to do that. And yeah, I guess if you just keep saying what you want to do, like the universe will give it to you.
yeah.
In some way or another. You still need to put in work.
Affirmations.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
I've
Yeah.
been working on that in the
You're
last
right.
couple weeks.
One wise person told me like to write down everything that you want, because the reason why it's called spelling, so when you're spelling, is because you're putting a spell, you know, like you're manifesting. So that's something pretty cool.
It's like be, do, have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You got to write it out in the present moment, like you already have it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. Mhm. Mhm.
What does Joco Foods stand for? Where did you guys get that name?
You
Well,
can't guess.
I'm assuming it has something to do with your names. I'm assuming it has something to do with your names, but yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So her nickname is
Jojo.
and my nickname is
Coco. Joco.
Joco Foods.
we're thinking Kojo, but it sounds a little too like karate, so Joco sounds a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's pretty funny? I got an email maybe like a couple months ago, and I had actually registered a company like a while back, maybe like 3 years back or 4 years back, called Jhoan and Co back in Australia. So I just thought it was funny that like I totally forgot about it because I wanted to like sell watches or something. Like it's funny that like I came here and then now I have a company named Joco.
It was manifested all the way back in Australia.
Exactly, maybe.
Maybe.
Gotcha.
Joco.
And how many different you guys start out with one, right?
Yeah.
And let's see what you guys have now, because I see you guys are slowly expanding your products. And is there a reason for that, or you guys just knew this was going to happen this whole time? Like you guys are slowly, I feel like, bringing out another product. Let's see them. You guys got like truffle, I think one, a spicy one.
So this is the first one. This is the original. To be honest, we really wanted to like, again, speak to our customers and get the feedback. And based on the feedback, people are like, we like it, we want to see more. And based on that, we kind of went with where the demand was.
So we wanted to be a bit more exclusive and have, broaden our range of customers. So obviously we have the bougie truffle spread. We have like the people who are just into chili. We also have vegans. So the reason why I wanted
that one just came out, right? I just saw this one.
Yeah. So the main difference with this one is we changed the fish sauce to vegetarian fish sauce. So it's a soya base, as well as the sugar, which is now cane sugar, so organic sugar. All my friends in Australia, they're all vegans and vegetarians. And I did a big shipment to Australia, and it just sucked that they weren't able to try it. And eventually I do want to have like my sauces up in Australia, right? That's my ultimate goal one day. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just wanted to be exclusive. But not only that, like Arlene Dickinson was the one that was like, you need to like have at least 4 to 5 SKUs, because when you're heading to retailers, they want to have like a nice display and have like an assortment.
So this is the series of the first collection. So after this, we will move to the next collection. But we thought that this kind of just, there's one for everyone.
One for everyone. Jhoan for everyone.
And plus, also we just from friends and just customers as well. Like there's a lot of dietary questions, like people that were on keto, people that were, trying to do vegan or had like allergies. So we felt like the vegan one was again like suited for a specific demographic where people were conscious about their diet. Yeah. So we wanted to put that in.
Yeah, it wasn't just like sort of like we just had the idea to do this, but we did a lot of research and we put out a lot of surveys as well, just to gain, I guess like what
gain the right feedback,
but feedback also, and information to make better business decisions. And I'm happy. Like,
I feel like as a new company, you guys have done very well with getting the feedback, getting like reviews. I don't know if I wrote you a review yet. Actually, I know you asked me.
Get those Google reviews in.
But like being very personable, even with the I felt like that was a big impact with writing the personal note cards.
Yeah. We wanted to be a bit more personal. Like at the beginning when we first started, we did a lot of handwriting. So that took a lot of time, and we wanted to be, we sent out quite a few to influencers. We talked about like, we made it very personal to the point where like, we like this about you, like thank you for all these posts. I think when we wrote to you, we talked about like your realtor business, like your
real estate,
real estate business. So I feel like with us as a business, we're trying to sell our story, and we're trying to support everyone as well, right? That's like one of our biggest values. So like,
Yeah.
like, we just,
I think we just wanted to personalize it as well because we wanted to, acknowledge and thank like all the support and just really, like figure out who our customers were and bond that relationship because that's kind of what keeps us going and that's why we do what we do. So if someone repeat orders or if we get a repeat order, we celebrate. Like
we
like,
celebrate.
we're doing something
We're
right.
doing something
People
right.
like the product.
Yeah.
That we're doing something right.
Yeah. So we always try to, like, when someone orders, we always email them or touch base with them, like asking them, like, how are the sauces that you tried? Like, do you have any improvements? Like, what can you do? Send them the review link. So yeah, we always try to be like personable, I guess.
Yeah. We're marketing to ourselves. And like you said, those gestures go a long way. So if I get something that's customized, I'm like, wow, they really put in that effort. And that's like, makes me feel like, seen.
Yeah.
So,
like a face behind the brand.
We want to continue doing for sure.
They say that people remember how you make them feel.
Yeah.
That's Chloe's favorite line.
It's true. Like you need to be personable and stand out outside of the norm, right? Because there's probably huge manufacturing companies that are just making hot sauce, and how many of them are actually being personable with their product after the fact, right? So it's like if people, if the product is good and the service is great, then people remember that, and that's what keeps you kind of top of mind in the business for that if someone's like, hey, I want some hot sauce, like these guys are the ones that go to because I remember them and their product is great. And that's the same thing with even our business in real estate. Like there's like over 6,000 agents in the city, so you need to have something to stand out between the rest of them, and that comes down to like service, customer service, client retention, just what's it called? Just having a good experience with that person, and that's what will push the product even more. So
yeah, building relationships.
Relationships and networking, I feel is very, very important, especially in any business. I think in life in general, right? So yeah.
How hard was it to get your like packaging going and shipped out for like I guess retailers, or to get them in store? Because I believe I asked you guys, like, bring it to Calgary. I know it wasn't me that brought it to Calgary, but a couple months later, you're like, it's in Calgary. Right? Like, how hard was that process and like getting the packaging going? Like, I don't know, do you guys have to pass like some
okay, so legislation, like I think
regulations or rules, or I don't know how the food thing works. Like, how did you guys figure all that out? How hard was that process just to get it into markets and allow it to be sold? And
I'll talk about our first sale. So she was actually out. It was pretty funny. So like we obviously started as an e-commerce business online, so we wanted to build our presence, like digitally. And then one day she was out on the road for work, and then I was working as well. And then I don't know, something just I had an idea, and I was like, I'm just going to go downstairs and try to sell a case to like the local supermarket. Like, when I was
you just got a case in your car?
Sorry?
You just walked down.
It was so funny. So what happened was like, I packed it up, I put a note in, and then like, I think I called them up just to see like who the name was of the owner or like the right person. And then I was like, okay. And then they said, oh, he's going to be in at a certain time. So then when she came home, I'm like, come on, let's get ready. And she's like, where are we going? I'm like, downstairs. I'm going to sell this. Sell this case to the market downstairs. And she's like, what? So then like I went downstairs and then I swear it was just lucky because like as soon as I walked in, we had like the really nice box. And then what had happened was the guy who, like the store manager was like, oh yeah, this is nice, like, but the owner isn't in. And then like I had the packaging open.
Yeah, like this, like just this. A sample box.
Just a sample box like this. And then the owner just walks in as soon as I have the box open. And he walks in and he's like, what's that? Type of thing. And I was like, oh, it's my chili sauce. So I did my little elevator pitch. And then he was like, all right, I'll take it. I'll take one case. And I'm like, he's like, good luck, girls. And I was like, Chloe.
I was like in the background, and she's like, and I was like, what? I was like, no way, like just it's that easy? Like,
Yeah. So we were so lucky. Like it was just so weird because like I just had this idea and I was like, I'm gonna sell it downstairs.
yeah, so we literally just like tried something, and I'm like, okay, so they're receptive. Like retailers are looking for local products. They want new products to keep it interesting. And then at that point in time, I kind of just like drew the connection where it's like, okay, like people in Calgary don't want to pay for shipping, so let's find a solution for them. So I'm like, I'm gonna call the store that I think would be the best fit. And again, I had a couple people from Calgary saying, hey, you should stock it here, you should stock it there. So I literally replicated her process, picked up the phone. I'm like, who's the decision maker? I want to send you guys some samples. And I just shot out the samples, followed up with them like a sales tactic. And they're like, we love it. Let's stock it. We're looking for local. We want to support female entrepreneurs. So we're going to order a case of each. And then we did it. And then they called us back 3 weeks later and like, we sold out, we want more. And I was like, okay.
They doubled up.
Yeah. And then again, it's kind of just like a catapult domino effect where it's like, okay, Calgary's good. We have 3 more locations in Edmonton. So like give them a call because we want to do it at the entire chain. So you kind of just like go with the flow.
But I think it was also like timing. The fact that, well, yeah, that too. But I also felt like that opportunity was timing. Like her calling and they were just literally showcasing like a section full of female entrepreneurs, right? Like female local entrepreneurs. So like for us to call at that time, like it's no coincidence.
Yeah, everything was fate. But not to say
again,
attraction,
you know, with that perfect moment, you know.
Exactly.
100%. But not to say, because she's been in sales all her life, but we've had some rejections for sure as well. So like every time you call, you just have to like take the feedback, learn, and just keep pushing forward. So it's and
ask the questions like why don't you want it? And then like what we came to find later on was like those leads are not dead leads, right? Because once you start like once they start seeing like more things about you, like I don't know if you guys saw our Sir Lee video.
You know what?
Sir Lee, the Iron Chef.
No.
I've seen a lot of videos. I think I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got him to try our hot sauce. So there was a lot of like.
How did you get him to try? You just sent it to him, or like how did you get him?
Yeah, like
there's another story there.
Yeah. So I guess with my type of marketing, it's very in your face guerrilla marketing. Like I'm not shy whatsoever. Yeah. So I was following Sir Lee's son at that time, so Levi Bentley. And then before I came to Canada, I sort of like manifested this as well. Like I was like, oh, Toronto looks so nice. Like this was like 3 years ago. And we just chatted for a bit. He said he was going to buy me like a salmon or something. And then we just stopped talking. And then what had happened, like, because obviously his dad is a chef. So I was like, hey, like, let's send him some of our sauce. And then she's like, okay. And I found out his address. And then what I did was I actually I don't know if you saw the YouTube video, but I actually printed out our Instagram DM conversation. And then I highlighted the date. And then I wrote, I'm still waiting on my salmon.
and funny enough, just to add, like, it just was, again, a coincidence that his dad was with him in LA. So when we sent it out, we made it out to him and Sister Lee. But technically, like, he's based in Toronto. So again, it was perfect timing that his dad was there to open it and they sampled it. Yeah. So again, we just took multiple shots and it just kind of, everything started landing in place. So it gave us the confidence, like a win after a win. And then we got motivated to be like, hey, let's keep going.
Yeah, like you have to, because like in sales, just because they say no right now doesn't mean it's no forever.
Yeah, exactly.
It just means it's not like like a good timing for them, maybe, right? But I mean, like, if you just give up at that point, then it is a no forever. But if you just continue at it and just follow up, it's all in the cadence of the follow-up, right? So like the number one is sales, but then number two is actually building rapport and following up with them to a point where you can convert that no into a yes, which people don't really know. So
it's being okay with rejection also. I think a lot of people are scared of rejection.
I just smile.
They take it so personally, right? It's just
Well, Well, I think Chloe because I've been trying to teach her how to sell over the phone.
Yeah.
So I remember her first call, and it was a big fat no, and she looked like she was about to cry. I should have said this. I should have said that. I'm like, Chloe, like, we're gonna get a million no's. Like, I'm like, it's nothing. I'm like, get used to it. Like, move on to the next. But yeah, like what we came to realize was like our early day like calls. First there were no's, and then as they got to see more things like online, they ended up reaching out to us saying, hey, like, we're ready now. Like, we're ready to stock your stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
It's a part of the process. I mean, like I was taking a sales training course, and they were talking about how you need to ask questions, like deep questions.
Yeah.
So these questions are called like pain and pleasures, right? So what brings pain, what brings pleasure, and then you create a solution to those problems. But without digging deep, you won't get to the root of the issue that you're trying to solve. And that's a part of the like the cadence and the rapport as well too, is asking these questions. If you're not asking the right questions, then you're gonna lose them.
So it's sort of like bullets, right? So like you start doing the conversation, and then like the longer that they are on the phone, like you take that information and you put it into your gun. And then you're like, and then later on, then you're just like, but what about this? Boom. What about this? Boom.
Wow, that's
what about this? Boom. And then they're like, oh wow, like, hi, yeah, that's right. Like, okay.
Let me say this though, you have an advantage because you have an accent. Okay.
100%.
Right?
100%.
No, but they also think I'm a telemarketer. So
Telemarketing.
sometimes they think like if I call them, they're like, oh, yep, telemarketer, bye.
I swear the accent helps. Like we have my cousin-in-law has a very strong London accent, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we got him to do our YYC sponsorship ad with his name.
Oh,
So like,
On the podcast.
yeah.
so funny. Yeah. I've had one of Chloe's friends ask me to do one of their ads as well.
Yeah, Ricky Brar, if you're listening.
Oh, really?
Oh, Ricky, yeah, we know Ricky.
That's funny. At the dealership?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
That is awesome.
What would you say your biggest lessons you've learned since you guys started business together?
I think respect, communication, and just like, I guess, because even though we have the same destination, like it doesn't mean we're on the same path to get there. So what we need to do is communicate with each other effectively, so we understand what we're doing, right? Like, because like in the end, we both have different like tasks to do, and what we need to do is just check in with each other. But like we can't overlap, because that's when you start to fight, right? Like it's sort of like let it go, let it go, and then just trust in one another. Like trust in one another that, hey, like she can do the job like properly, you know what I mean? And I can do the job properly. And if I need help, I'll reach out to her. If she needs help, she'll reach out to me. So just having that trust, like, yeah, because sometimes we can both be know-it-alls.
Yeah, sometimes the ego can definitely waver.
Yeah.
And I think like we talked about this as well, as just like the theme of emotions, separating emotions from business, right? It's just like, at the end of the day, the business that we've built is an entity on its own. So it's like at the end of the day, sometimes you need to take down your ego and like think logically and just kind of, again, just approach it in that sense too. Like you can't get too excited.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And also, and also that it's not easy. Like, like you have to have that mental capacity and endurance to like to make it happen. Like if you really, really want something, like you'll get it, right? Like,
yeah. And again, back to the mindset, like you have to be optimistic, but as well as being a realist as well. Like if you get into this pessimistic view where you're like, I can't do it, we can't do it, and you take your losses more heavier than you do your wins, like you won't have the discipline or perseverance to just keep moving forward. So yeah, like
Yeah, I think that's also what Arlene Dickinson had mentioned, because she actually was like, she already knew, like she's very intuitive, I guess, but she's
Yeah.
like, you guys are like good friends out of the business, and she's like, oh, I hope you guys don't ruin your friendship over the business.
yeah,
And then she was the one that was also like, make sure that you stay in your own lanes, and what
and celebrate your wins.
yes,
like,
she's like, just things are not going to be easy, like but like what you should focus is on your wins, like just celebrate your wins, like some days it's going to be hard, you want to give up, but just always focus on your wins, because that's going to help you like push forward.
Yeah, that's actually one of our business coaches told us the exact same thing. It's like,
Yeah.
working so hard, you're like burning yourself out, but you're not celebrating your accomplishments. So then there is actually nothing to really like, you're working towards a purposeless like thing, right? So that's what we've been talking about. Like, we talked about it this week to be like, hey, let's schedule in like a dinner or like whatever like that to celebrate. And we haven't even fucking done it yet.
We haven't done it.
Milestone.
We just work so much. I feel like, and it's just like, I think it takes time to go in your own lane and just trust, right? That you're doing that. I think if you don't have that conversation with your business partner, that's where the
disconnect.
The disconnect comes in. Yeah. And then like you feel that disconnect and no one's happy, and then you're like, why are we doing this? And then like it builds up to like okay, we gotta figure this out, right? So
yeah, I think that's really key, like communication, and also just having a common goal and purpose for the business itself, right? Because at the end of the day, that supersedes anything. So like when you have like a common goal and thing that you want to attain, then like everything that you do should be to that common goal, and the communication is what kind of brings you back centered to back what that common goal was supposed to be, right? So like a good analogy that I read about that is like, if you have a boat, like two boats that are traveling in the same speed going in the similar direction, even if the one boat is off by 1 degree, in 5 years they'll be so far apart that it's impossible to realign.
I like that one.
So like you need to constantly have to like recheck and realign that we're still going in the same direction. Otherwise, like you'll be so far apart that it'll be hard to come back.
I swear to God, Dave has a new word of wisdom every podcast.
That's sort of like what
This comes out of nowhere.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
No, it was
It's
sort of
true though,
something that, it was sort of something that we were talking about. Like I'm a bit of a dork, so I really like science. Are you guys familiar with like quantum theory?
Yeah.
So like, about like energy and everything, and then I was like, oh yeah, like we're in the same wave, and then like we obviously have our own ideas, and then we sort of like separate. So it's sort of like your boats, right?
Yeah.
And then we come to a conclusion, we're like, yeah, we want to do the same idea, boom, and then we're back in the same wave. But then like it's sort of like I don't know, but if that makes sense.
Well, it's just the same thing as friendship as well, right? Like sometimes when your friend is in a rut, you need to like pull them back, and then it kind of happens like a push and pull dynamic. But again, as long as you guys are heading the same destination, like we'll get there together. So exactly.
Yeah. There's a cool theory that you should check out. It's called the double slit theory. That's actually really good.
Ooh, we're all into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's actually like a scientific thing where they essentially send, like there's like two slits in this like wall, and they send these like protons through it, and if you're not watching it, it'll just do random shit. But the moment you put a camera to it and you observe it, it'll do what you want it to do.
Oh, okay.
So they say like it's the same thing about life. Like when your energy is everywhere, like it'll go everywhere. But when you're focused, and you have a goal, then things will kind of come into place.
It's like
Watch it. It's actually really interesting.
So wow, what are you reading, David? Give me some of your books.
He's got lots of stuff.
I got a few right here.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Clean.
I get. Ooh. Yeah. Have that one.
What's that by? Is that
One.
review?
Wait. Psychology for busy people. I haven't seen.
Ooh.
I love how you have all the hard covers.
Yeah,
I would like to see your book collection. Yeah.
Yes.
But It's crazy.
That.
Just turn down a philosophical like.
Yeah. Yeah.
What advice could you guys give for someone that is starting, you know, a hot sauce company, or someone that's just starting even a food company, right? Like, what advice could you give them?
Yeah. Do your research. I think, especially in our industry, there's a lot of regulations and legislation around it. So just making sure that you're diligent with that.
I would say just making sure as well that you're not pushing something to a consumer. Make sure that you're solving a problem, right? There's always a problem to be solved, and if you can create that solution, then you know you're onto something.
Yeah. Actually, someone told me, well, I don't know, I was watching something, and they said that usually you have the product and then you find a market to fit that product. But what actually should be happening is finding a market that you want to work on and creating a solution, or like creating a product to fit that market. So yeah, doing your research, I guess. And I think that's what we did a lot, like before we even started, like, yeah, like, I don't know if we're still in time for a quick story about. Are we in time? In time, but yeah.
We got it's been an hour, but it's okay. It's okay.
Over time, but like before we started, like we'd make like the sample jars and I'd take it to work, and then we'd have some back orders and everything. And what I did was we did like surveys to like my my colleagues, and that's how we sort of drew the data of like, or what they like, if it's too spicy, and then we sort of like use all that information to create this sauce.
Yeah, but I think we began with the end in mind. So when we did this whole like test study, it wasn't just like a side thing that we wanted to do for fun. We knew we wanted to make this into a real business, and we wanted to create a viable product, right? So again, everyone has a great idea, but I think the biggest advice that we can give is like, if you have the idea, like start somewhere and start today. It's like, just go bit by bit and just don't be scared to fail, and then just adjust and fail, and then just work towards what you have to do, but start today. Like, don't be scared.
Yeah. I actually put up a little caption today. If you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So
Wayne Gretzky.
Huh? Sorry?
That's Wayne Gretzky. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you know it.
We know all the quotes.
Yeah, you know all the quotes.
Yeah, I feel like it's important to just take that risk. I mean, like, it's better to try and fail than to never try at all, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, but I feel like a lot of people are just scared of that, and I feel like a lot of that comes just to like society, right? Like even the school system, that failure is essentially, you know, frowned upon. You're graded on your failures, but like, you need to fail in life to succeed, because there's no successful person that has never failed.
Exactly.
And 100%. And sometimes some people get caught in a mindset where they have to pick, like, it's either this or that or that or this, but you can do it all. Like, if you're doing a 9-to-5, you have kids, you can still have a couple hours to work on a hobby and make that kind of incorporated more into like what you need to do. And there's a lot of, you know, government support and programs that are trying to actually like
push you for
mentor and bring entrepreneurs, like females, minorities, if you're, you know, over 30, under 30. So it's like, you really need to tap in, because, you know, there is demand for entrepreneurs. So
yeah. And if you don't try, you'll never know. Like, that's just the bottom line, right?
Yeah.
And who's gonna like say that you're like,
and sometimes you have a lot of personal, but it's like sometimes you are your own worst enemy. So it's like, if you're the voice in your head telling yourself that it can't be done, it's like you need to fix that programming and tell yourself that you can do it, and align yourself with people that are kind of at a higher frequency that know how to do it, so you can kind of believe that you can.
You got to invest in yourself.
You are the master of your own destiny. That's my favorite quote.
You got to invest in yourself. And I think that's one of the things that people don't do, is that they would rather, you know, spend it on the exterior things, but they're not focusing on the interior, right? And that's, I feel like, the best investment is investing in yourself, self-growth, reading books, like self-improvement, because if you don't, then it's like you're coming into something with still the same mindset, you know.
Exactly. There's always room to learn, right? And always room to change, like for change, because no one's perfect.
I think that's what people are like. I see when you're more aware of how your brain works, and that maybe you aren't your brain and you want to be like somewhere else, but it's yourself that's always holding you back, right?
Mhm.
It's always yourself. It's no one else. It's not the market. It's just yourself, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
that's some deep shit.
That's namaste. Namaste.
You should just change the name of the podcast.
Some deep
Dave, do you have any other questions?
Behind the Mind.
Behind the mind of the business.
mindset.
So how did you guys get into this? What's your story in a nutshell?
For
with,
podcast,
with the podcast?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it was kind of a passion project of Jason's that we've been talking about for a long time. Like we wanted to kind of have these like events that would bring local entrepreneurs together to kind of network and mastermind and brainstorm about things and just connect people together. But then when we got busy with work, we just kind of pushed that to kind of the back burner. But when COVID hit, we were like, fuck, real estate, fuck, like we're not going to be able to do any more deals because COVID is like, and so we just figured out, Jason got all the stuff, and then we kind of just put this together during COVID, and we've been doing it ever since. So
there's no real platform for like startup companies, businesses, local businesses to share their story. There's none like that I knew of. And I feel like a lot of people have a perception on business when they see it on social media, right?
Yeah.
We see all your stuff on social media, right? But they don't know how much work is behind that.
Yeah.
They just see like, oh, you guys are selling, you guys are doing good, oh, you're there now. But there's like I know how much work you're putting in behind that, but like to the common people, for us, they're like, oh, you guys look like you're selling so many homes. I'm like, you guys have no idea how much work is behind this, right?
yeah.
And
That's pretty fun. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
so like, it's just like people see this image on social media, but they don't actually know how much work is behind the business. Behind the business, right?
I want to say something funny about that, because when we're in the kitchen, like we have friends that help us. They're like, yeah, I'll help you. And then at one time we're in the kitchen for like 12 hours. There's 12-hour shifts. And then they're like, okay, never hear from them again. I'm like, hey, Colin, do you want to help us?
They just like envisioned it like, oh, just
hot sauce, like easy hot sauce. But no, it's labor intensive.
It's called grit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I see your post, and I know you guys are putting in a lot of work because you guys like will screenshot all these jars.
Yeah.
And, like they're working so hard right now, like filling up the jars. You guys are, cook like I don't know where you guys are blending it. You guys are putting all the labels on it just to order the jars. I don't even know where do you guys get your jars from? Like
a distributor, local distributor,
right? Like just to even get that going is people don't understand that, right?
Manufacturing is tough. Yeah, because it has to be in a commercial kitchen as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of factors that go around.
I get my phone.
Sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's people don't see that back end part. They only see the success, right? And they're like, oh, it was so easy for them, but it's like it's not. Like you don't know what goes into actually like the grind every day.
Well, right now it's a two-man show. Well, we just hired like a communications girl. But like even when we're doing like our weekly meetings, it's like there's so many sections, right? There's the marketing, and then within marketing, there's different projects, and then you have sales, and then the retailers, and then you have the the operation side, and like the different vendors. So like it's just like we're at that point where we're like, oh my god, should we start like scaling and like hiring people, because we're gonna go out about like we're gonna get crazy. Like
the reality though with the business is like you can have all of these things we spoke about, but you need to know your numbers, like cash flow, finance, projections. Like these are things that you just cannot overlook. So again, it's very crucial to know your numbers.
How do you guys track your guys' clients? Do you guys use a CRM and stuff like that?
Well, no. So we're old school. So we have like right now, we're using like an old school. Oh, okay. We have like Wix. Yeah, we have that, like our database. Mm-hmm. But in terms of like retailers and everything, we're still old school right now because we're using like a Excel spreadsheet. We dropped down everything. So old school until, one day, hopefully we can end up getting Salesforce.
No, that's what we do. We use a Google Sheets because
exactly
access it, and it's like very simple tracking system. But we're working on using a new CRM that has like an automated follow-up system.
Okay.
So that you could personalize the follow-up and not just an automated follow-up. But
what's it called?
It's through Zoho.
Oh, okay. I've used Zoho before.
Yeah, because
it's pretty cool.
It links with the chip mail and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys use that or not.
No, we don't.
We haven't used Chip. We have like a newsletter tied to our website platform, but it takes a lot of manual work to program it. But I heard that like text messaging marketing is a thing, so it's definitely something we're looking at.
Like text, like
reaching out to them through text,
like customers,
versus email.
Yeah, versus email.
Oh yeah, a lot more personable.
Yeah.
They say that the best is either like interaction is face to face, then by phone, then by text, social media, email, and then like a paper mail out is the lowest conversion rate. But if you got to do it all,
those postcards are very, personal notes, right? Like I really appreciate those personal notes because we do them too, and like that's what I mean. Like with the small business, people don't see that it's like that's a lot of work. It's a lot of hidden things. Just one product going out is like I don't even know how many you guys have written, but I've seen a lot.
Like we fast forward to now we've printed out like a standard like a note, and then we just sign it. We sign our names and their names, but I guess like after a while we realized that like, hey, this is very time consuming. Like let's move along. But like still we would do the like some people, like especially if they're new, that's when we'll do like the proper like messages.
Are you guys planning to end up, I'm assuming your goal is to get big enough to leave your job?
Yeah. So that's eventually the goal that we want. And we're on the fence. Like we've been talking about it for months. Like what should we do? Like, especially in this industry and now business, like we need to be calling retailers every day, right? Like we need to be selling nonstop. And in order to do that, like we need to have that free time. But for now, it is the passion project, and because we're so passionate about it, it's not really work to us in a way. So like we still manage quite fine with our 9 to 5 and this on the side.
Yeah, we just have to be really efficient with our time and like
stay organized,
and also like outsource like contractors, like when we need marketing stuff, copyrights, XYZ. So we're making it work for now, but eventually that's the goal. I'd say a year or 2 years down the road.
Sounds like you guys need a virtual assistant.
PA.
Yeah,
we really do.
We need someone to clean our house and cook walk our dogs. That would be like prime.
My mom's always like, hey, when can I come Canada? Like, you're working so hard. She's like, I'll cook for you, I'll clean for you. Like, all you need to house me. I'm like, okay, mom, one day after COVID.
Yeah, it's tough though to balance like all that at once, right? Just because like a 9 to 5 is a good portion of your day. Like you still got to sleep, and then you only have a few hours for your personal life, and then you guys would have a side hustle in there. So it's like
Personal life? We don't. I don't know what personal life is. Do you?
No, I only talk dogs.
This is life. Your business is your life for now, right?
But yeah, but one day it will all pay off.
Yeah, we wouldn't change it for
Absolutely.
the world though. We enjoy it.
Yeah, we enjoy it a lot, and yeah, we're just so happy to have a lot of people support us, and
Very grateful.
very, very grateful.
Totally. Okay, Dave, any last questions for them?
How much are you guys producing like every week?
Oh, well, last week was our biggest production, so it was 330,
Nice.
30 jars, and that took us it was just us two. But so it took us 15 hours in the kitchen to do 300. But like every time we go into the kitchen, I feel like our processes get we're more efficient. Like we learn something every time, and we make everything
Yeah, we're streamlining the process, but I think just naturally things are starting to pick up in frequency. So where we started to where we are now, like we've moved quite a bit of volume.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
for
think-
sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Like when we first launched, we sold out. So when we launched, our friend pushed us to launch because we're perfectionists. We probably wouldn't have launched by now. Like if our friend wasn't just press enter, do it, right? And then we actually didn't even have jars. So then when we did launch, we had all these sales, and we were like, oh my god, we need to get the jars. We need to go make the sauce now.
Yeah, but as of now, Dave, we're going into the kitchen once per week, and
Yeah.
our quota right now is 350 a week. So yeah, we're moving volume. So we don't need to work out, We're in the kitchen.
Jars are heavy, the cases.
Yeah, shoulders, obliques, abs. Yeah.
Do they have co-op in Toronto?
No. I actually maybe they do, but it's not a big thing like Alberta.
Oh, you should hit up co-op in Calgary, because apparently they have huge support for local entrepreneurs. They have whole sections for local entrepreneurs.
Really?
I
Yeah,
could talk to
that's
a friend to connect for you guys, because they actually have their product in co-op and
Oh,
Sobeys.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Is that the one that you were talking about?
I think Sobeys is doing a localized thing too. Like everything is
Yeah.
support local. So I
Yeah.
think it was Sobeys, but co-op's a good one too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's our goal by end of year, hopefully.
Are you guys
Yeah.
trying to get into the States, and then are you shipping it to Australia too?
So I just do it for family and friends. The shipping is quite expensive. So I shipped over I think 60 kilos worth of hot sauce, and it was already $500. So yeah, it's pretty expensive. But to the US, we have customers in the US that order, so we do that individually. But what we plan to do right now, our business plan is to dominate all of Toronto first, the eastern, and then move over to the west. The west, we already have Calgary on pat, but we want to go into BC, and then the little areas like Winnipeg.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to strategize it that way before we go international.
Yeah, Canada first, but North America is definitely yeah.
North America,
In the plan.
The US is next.
Nice. Any last words you guys want to say before
Any advice?
any advice or any last anything you guys want to? I like to leave an opportunity for you guys. You guys want to say anything?
Yeah, well, the only person stopping you from reaching your goals is yourself. So yeah, start today.
Any
Be
last
happy.
words? Well, what else?
Try our hot sauce.
No, I would just say honestly, guys, it's funny how we're here now, because I wouldn't have imagined us being here having this conversation 10 years back when we knew each other in high school. So
Yeah.
honestly, thanks for the opportunity for inviting us and for supporting our sauce. And if there's anything we can do to kind of feature you guys as well, let us know. But it's honestly been a blessing. So
Yeah.
full circle, baby.
We
Thank
should do a
you.
giveaway, Jason. We should do a giveaway.
Yeah, we should.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
100%.
Yeah. Let's do it.
We'll talk
we'll set it
about
up.
how we could set that up for sure.
Yeah.
'Cause we love to do giveaways with local companies here. So
Okay. Yeah, we're totally down for that.
Okay, awesome. So how do they find you guys? Social media, website, all that good stuff.
So yeah, just Joco Foods. So JOCO Foods, FOODS. Yeah.
What's
you
the
could-
question?
Oh, how to find us?
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah. Instagram, Twitter. We don't use Twitter as much. TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn as well. We're trying to work a way around LinkedIn, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, our website as well. Like there's a lot of information on the product on our website, and also if you want to purchase some jars there, you can do that.
And if you're in Calgary, Edmonton, hit up Spinelli's Italian Center. It's at all 3 locations in Edmonton, 4 locations, and the one in Calgary. So yeah, get your hands on it because it's going to sell out.
Yeah, we have the retailer, as well as if you don't want to pay for shipping, I guess you have like the.
But if you want that customized approach, then you can order online.
What about Toronto? Where can they find you?
Well, we have like a retailer list on our website. So like with local markets. But like our main ones is St. Lawrence Market. So we have two places there. So Scheffler's as well as Ponesi Foods. And then we're stocked at, we're quite picky of where we want to stock our hot sauces. So yeah, if you go onto our website, there's a whole list there that you can find.
Okay.
Yeah. But don't feel free to DM us. Don't be shy. So when the pandemic's over, we'll take you guys all out to eat. So just DM Joco Foods.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for coming on, guys. We appreciate
Thanks for coming on, guys. You guys were awesome.
All good. You guys too. Have a good weekend, okay? We'll see you.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yeah,
Bye.